Alyce, and I am one of the founders of the Black Lesbian Conference 2016. Wen is a member of our planning team for the conference. Adriane Ferguson, she is one of the supporters of the conference outright from the very beginning. She is the owner and proprietor of Billy's Black Restaurant here in Harlem.
We've been open since 2006, so this is actually our 10th year anniversary.
Yes.
Yay. It's a community restaurant that I named after my mother, who was a woman of color born in Harlem. I decided to open a restaurant basically out of the love of Southern cuisine and growing up in a household that was very well versed in socializing and cooking and all of those things.
Adriane also is one of the sponsors of the conference, and she is also going to be one of the presenters at the Black Lesbian Conference.
I'll be speaking about similar aspects to the restaurant industry, which is financial, trying to stay afloat, stay successful, and stay profitable.
Adriane created a business because of whatever personal reason, but also she created her vision and what she wanted and made a space for herself, and this is what the conference is doing.
Yes.
We weren't receiving the space that we needed and that we deserved, so we created it. So it's the same spirit of the conference.
Black Lesbian Conference 2016 is the first event of its kind that we know of in uptown here in Harlem. Because remember, there could have been other pockets of gatherings of sisters, smaller ones. That is official for them. When sisters gather to talk, or they gather under the assumption of safe space and being welcomed, that's official. So our language is, we are the first in 30 years in New York City that we know of, and we are the first that we know of uptown. Harlem, New York. For me, the challenge, one of the biggest challenges is equitable distribution of resources. And that covers a whole bunch of stuff. That covers fair housing, fair workplace, healthy workplace environment, which deals with the discrimination piece, the allocation of resources towards research, as well as services that impact us as Black African descent lesbians, and that's health, things around heart disease and mental health, good mental health, those kinds of things.
Through this process of planning the conference, we've grown as well. We've learned about gender identities. We've learned about the differences in the trans community. Just through the planning process, we've all grown, we've all expanded, we've all become a lot more open-minded. We've learned to be a little bit more accepting of each other, and we've learned about each other things that we didn't know. And I hope that the conference does the same things for our attendees.
There are women, Black African descendant women, who are doing work not just in healthcare, but along the continuum of providing resources for us as Black African descent lesbians in the larger community. One of them is actually a sponsor. It's sisters like those that we want our conference attendees to know are out here in the world doing this work for us, so that we can get those resources disseminated, as Gwen says, to us. We have a phenomenal programming lineup for the conference. We're going to address how Black African descendant lesbians have used separation, how that impacts us as individuals psychologically, and so feeling that we have to separate ourselves from society and community in order for us to live. We also have a wonderful intergenerational discussion. We have a workshop called Domestic Violence, Healing the Anger Within. That's Coach Annette Brett who is leading that. Panel discussion on how to advocate for ourselves. What does it mean for us to need to go out and get those resources that are available to us and that we should have. Because this is the first conference, There's a lot of things that we want to do. We had to, of course, narrow it down. But this is not the last one. We plan on having, the next one's going to be 2018 and then 2020 and beyond.
My vision for the conference is for the conference to be not a solution, but a portal to the path to the solution. The conference is going to open up conversations that people didn't know that they should be having.
What do you? Spinach omelet. Spinach omelet. What are you getting?
I might get my usual, which is catfish strips, scrambled eggs, and I may do pancakes or grits. I'm not sure yet.